Okay, I think it's recording now.
Okay.
Okay, today's agenda is about Docker and Kubernetes using mulesoft. So we have, as usual, we have one mulesoft application. This is my application, which has three flows. One is get, post, get, get books. Yeah. So we have some transfer messages here. It will give some static input. This is my RAML. So this is very simple application which has auto discovery enabled. This auto discovery is linking the API manager with this ID. So we are going to check whether this link, this is my API manager here. My API manager.
We don't have that.
We don't have that, right?
Okay.
So we have to get that deployed. So this guy, I want it to be registered with against. So I'm going to rebuild this application and deploy it in. So I'm going to extract this zip file.
Mm.
So it is exporting all the required libraries and files. Okay, the export is successful. So I'm going to take the jar file. For future purpose, I'm keeping it in my local.
Baranee, I have one doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
Books API is totally different API and sample is a different API, right? How are you linking that with?
No, it is not totally different API because when I see the policies, right, it was same. We'll see it.
Same.
How to. Okay, when you have doubt like this, so what you have to do, you have to go to the exchange
Mm.
and see the book API you have and verify it is same or not. So this is my API books. I have three methods in it, right? Books, book, get and post. Books, get. So this is
Okay. Okay.
so once the contract is same, but it can be implementation is can be different. So I have imported that RAML from Exchange into Anypoint Manager so that the version is visible here.
Mm.
So I have to copy this API ID into my auto discovery. That's what here. So this is my auto discovery and this is my flow name. So once my application, so once my jar is ready, so it's ready for deployment. My see this example is built on 4.2 version. For example, you can see that here. See, it's not 4.2. Once we'll stop. Here I am deploying my 4.1.5 version zip to run my mule on-prem.
Okay.
So once it is downloaded, what I'm going to do, I'm going to register a server in my Anypoint platform. Then I will use that image for my Docker purpose. So here I have extracted the mule runtime here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to register this guy against the Anypoint platform. So I will run cmd command. I'm switching over to Anypoint platform. Here I'm going to runtime manager. Go to server. Add a server. Copy it from here. And rename your server name as dev server. Then press enter. So it will register your agent inside the local runtime. Here is my runtime. So what it will do, it will install the agent. You can verify this file, that YAML file will create once it is successful. It will create a YAML file. Yeah, it's created now. My new legend. Okay, my agent registration is successful now. I'm going to Anypoint platform again to deploy my application. So if you refresh the page on the server, it is created, but it is not started. So we are going to start this again. Start it. Mule. That's it. Let it start. Once it is started, the server will be visible here, and we can deploy the application. We can deploy the application like this. Deploy application. Go browse through your zip file. That is my zip file. I rename it. I name it as Books API. It is not 4.2. It is 4.1.5, and I am giving 0.1 vcore. I am deploying it in. Okay, the server is not visible here, so the server is up now. Again, I'm going to use the deploy option. Here I am selecting the dev server so that my applications will be pushed into the on-prem machine which I have created. Books API, just click deploy application and wait for your application will be created here. So the file uploading is done and it is starting the app. See, it pops up like Books API folder popped up, and if this deployment is successful, you will see the anchor file also. So next step is to test this API. So to test this API, what we have to do, let's go one by one. So the anchor file is created. That means we assume that it is successful. Okay, this is my Books
Cloud.
API. Yeah, this is my cloud, but I'm going to run on-prem. That is exposed in 8085. So I hit the send, but it didn't properly came up. Probably the port we have seen, right? So
Port.
we go and check the port. In the property file we have exposed. Okay, looks like there are no property file. It's 8029. 8029. Let's see. So the policy has been applied on top of it. We need to provide the policies, the client ID and secret ID. That might be here somewhere. Okay. I'm going to check the Anypoint manager whether any
Mani,
policy.
one second.
Yeah.
Now only we're deploying, right? We didn't set any policies right
Now,
now.
once the API manager linked, right, it is active now, so it is pushed automatically all the policies. So we will see what are the policies we have here. So we have client ID enforcement policy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it is asking this one. So right now, we are not concentrating on this guy. I'm going to disable it now and wait for the changes to reflect in your local. It will take some more time, or I'll delete this guy, remove the policy, go back. Okay, it works. It's 200 we are getting. So that means it works.
Okay.
So our application is up in your on-prem. The same thing we wanted uh, in Docker. So for that, we need our runtime should be pushed. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to kill this runtime what I'm having, and I will have only in the Docker. So for that, we need to zip the registered runtime environment. Here is mine. So I'm going to zip it again. Send to zipped folder. Does it work? We have to see. Let me kill this instance. Once I zip that file, right? So I'm going to upload it into this is Amazon S3 container. So this is the place where I'm going to keep all the files which I wanted. First is this guy. So
Amazon is a trial version or the enterprise version?
it's a enterprise version, but you have some you have money spent. It's for free.
Mhm.
So so I'm going to take everything. Also, one more thing is I don't want any apps to be here. I can do the cleanup. 8029. I'm using 7-zip to zip my registered runtime. So once I have that zip file ready, I'm going to my S3 bucket and upload the same to cloud. Okay, it is inside this folder, so it is ready to download. Sorry, upload. So it's 347 MB. I'm uploading that. Also, I wanted to upload one more file.
The jar file.
Yeah, that yes, right. Sample jar file, which is running on 8029 port. So I'm gonna upload this one. Then I will set the permissions one by one. Once the upload is successful, here this one is successful. I'm going to the properties. Here you can see the properties. You have to go permissions. Right now we don't need any permission. I'm going to give public read access. That means that anyone can in the internet can read this object. I mean, or zip file. I'm going to save this guy so it is readable for all. So again, I'm back to my folder. I'm waiting this to be 95% successful. So we will do this as well. Now it is successfully uploaded. It will be in a minute, moment, any moment it will appear. Here you go. So click on this one. Go to the permissions. Give public access. Everyone to read this file. And now we are going to the Docker file we have. The Docker should have the same name, right? To build the image in Docker, we should have the same name. So I'm opening the Docker file which I have it in GitHub. So that is having, and up to this one is my deployment folder. Up to this one is
But
the file name. Yeah,
But no, okay.
yeah,
You are showing the already existing file, right?
yeah. It is an existing file.
Uh,
If required, we will
what
modify it.
if not to create a new file, how we have to do it? Docker file.
For that, you need to create in the Docker Hub.
First, we have the Docker Hub.
Yeah.
We can take a login now.
Then you need to add a repository here. In the repository, you should have the structure and have
Okay.
that file.
How to create that file in repository?
It's a GitHub file. It's a GitHub very normal thing. You upload a one text file. In that file, you will be able to edit this one. So in this one, for example, if you have to anything, edit in the GitHub, you have to edit like this. So for example, my sample, I have this file in the deployment folder. I have
Oh,
4.1.5 uh, a zip file already there, right? That is my runtime. So once I
correct.
get that, my runtime will be extracted like this. So I have no problem with that. But this jar file is been renamed now. So that one I have to edit this one. So this is also edited. Once I have this jar file ready, I will just copy that jar file. I will not extract it. That is an extra step. We will do it for only for that this file, my runtime file. So I'm going to save this guy, commit these changes. So once it is committed, I can go back to the Docker file hub and go to the builds. You can see the previous builds here. Also, you can trigger one new. So I'm going to trigger one new. What Docker Hub is going to do, it's going to pull all the information from here and execute each and every line one by one. So that we can see that here. So once it is successful here, we can manually we will manually verify it in the Unix box. For that, we will download putty for that one. You can download the putty here. So I'm going to download this one. Going to set up putty. So install. Gonna get one Unix VM Ubuntu from my. I'm sorry for clipping the things. Not here. From my Unix.
Microsoft Azure.
Yeah, Portal Azure. So Portal Azure, I'm going in to fetch the IPs of my Unix box. Here you go. This is my Unix box. I'll copy the public IP of it. I go back here. So let it build. So I am inside the Unix box now. I have already created my root folder, root directory. Sorry, the root user. So I can su root Baranee. Also the Docker install here. To install the Docker, we have to use just it is very pretty simple step here. in Unix Ubuntu. So this is my step to install the Docker. Once you install the Docker, you'll get like this. But if you want to pull the image, that should be built. The latest build will be pulled from the GitHub repository to our local. So any images if we have, we are going to remove it. Docker RMI is the remove new images remover. We're going to force that. It's removed. You will see any Docker processes are running. There are no processes are running. So we have a clean Docker now. I'm going to stop recording until this build is successful. So the build is on the way. So before, once you test your Docker file, it is ready for Kubernetes. If you are able to run your Docker in your Docker environment, then it is ready for Kubernetes. So we are going to use Azure managed Kubernetes for this example. Azure. So for that, portal.azure, you have to go. You can collect. You can take. Sorry, once again. This is my Azure portal. I'm going to create Kubernetes service here. You can create your Kubernetes in either in AWS or in Google Cloud as well. It works seamlessly. Since I am familiar with Azure more, I have created here. I'm going to create here. So you say create a resource of your Kubernetes service. I'm creating this one as Kuber my own. Let rest of the things as it is, then create it. So what it is going to do, it's going to create uh, 3 VMs for me, one Kubernetes service. Under that, 3 VMs it's going to keep, which is two virtual CPUs and 7 GB of memory. So this, let it create. It's going to do the validation, and it will create everything for us. So our plan is once the Docker file is build is successful, we will run the Docker. We'll run our program in one of the Unix box. Then, if it is successful, then we will pull the Docker image in Kubernetes as well. We will create in Kubernetes as well. So this is going to create for us now. This is still in progress. We have to wait. I'm going to see refresh it and see whether it is successful or not. So my builds are here. It is still in progress. Okay, it seems it's successful. At least the logs are available, started available here. So if you see that, OpenJDK should be taken first. Then this is my OpenJDK, which is done, and it's taking the 4.1.3, 4.1.5 runtime from S3. So that is what it is. Still the new runtime. Once that is done, it will take the application now. I'm going up a little bit. So this is the one which is going to take my pull my this jar file. That is done. It's unzipping here. Once the unzip is done, everything is done basically. So once the unzipping is done, it's running the mule. This one. Okay, one thing what we have done wrong is 8089. That is wrong. We wanted to expose 8029, not 8089. This mistake is going to cost us for 15 more minutes. So I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, so we have our 8029 port exposed. So this thing is ready to test it in this one. So I'm going to pull it from this guy. This is my Unix box. I'm going to pull this Docker. My Docker name is this one. I'm going to pull this image from here. Even that is going to take some time. So once that is successful, what we are going to do is we are going to run this command. My Word file. Here I have. So this time I have to map this folder which is exposed, right? I'm going to call this one. The rest of the things are same. So I'm going to run this one once our download is successful. So once you say pull this image, meaning that it will go to the Docker Hub repository and it will pull this latest image.
It will take some time.
Yeah, right. So as we tested this guy, I'm going to test this URL, which is going to say nothing, but it will give me a status of 200. So that is the thing I'm going to test.
You have not set any response there.
No, there are no response for this one. So we have successfully pulled the Docker image. Now I'm going to run this guy. I'm going to run okay. Just hit. The name might be in use, so I'm going to change it is to 1. Yeah, it is successful. So we have to check the process, whether the process is up. Yeah, it is up. So what I'm gonna do now is to use curl command, curl, and this image, this one, curl. Okay, failed to connect. That means there is okay. I have to use because we have redirected to 8080. All right, there you go. Connection reset receive area. Maybe it is getting ready. We have to give some more time. Okay, we have this is successful this time because it's saying empty reply from server, but it is successful. So this is successful. So what we are going to do, we are going to kill this server and going to start Kubernetes, and we will start from there, right?
Okay.
Even we have to kill this server, like this runtime which is running here. I think this is stopped, I believe. So we have to kill this one. So docker ps, docker kill. We have to kill this container. Docker stop. Okay, kill is done. So docker ps again. So there is nothing. I'm going to kill this docker images as well from the local. So to remove this one, remove this guy.
One second, Baranee.
Yeah.
If we kill this container, whether we can able to see the logs,
No.
or even and that entire thing will be removed.
We can try using it from here where lib docker containers. Which one of the container is ours we should see. Then we can go inside and see the logs. Just this is very simple log. Once you kill that run, container itself is gone.
So these records will be deleted.
Well, it will be deleted.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
But
going to,
the logs will be there in our local
yeah,
dashboard.
if you are mapped it,
Uh,
right? So I'm going to exit this guy also. We have killed all the runtimes which is connected to this API. So it's gone to inactive state. I'm going to see my runtime manager. It should say disconnected because we have killed all the dockers and the runtimes which is running in local. So it's saying it's unknown. It's perfectly all right. Your server is disconnected. That is which is good. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to see this Kubernetes created in your Azure. So I'm saying go to this saying deployment successful. I'm saying go to the resource. So this is my resource. If you see here, it has nodes. We'll see the overview. It has total cores 6 because 3 into 2 cores of each machine. 3 machines 6. Uh, if you go here virtual machines, it will show these are the agent machines, but you cannot log into that one because it is locally accessible. It's locally accessible only by the Kubernetes. So what we have to do, we have to click on this cloud shell, which is here. This cloud shell, you can access your services. So what I have done here, I'm activating this cloud shell first. Then I'm going to execute these 3 commands. These commands are going to help us to open Kubernetes dashboard. So it's going to open Kubernetes dashboard. So for that, I need to give my resource name of the resource and my Kubernetes name. So that is like my own Kubernetes only. My own -kuber. We can verify it here. So my cloud shell is ready. All resources. Right. There you go. Okay, kuber my own. Kuber underscore my own. And kuber underscore my own. So I'm going to run first command. So this is going to be different when you use a cloud, this Google Cloud. This is only applicable for Azure. So this is done. It created some config. So this mapping should be done. This cluster admin and all.
Kubernetes runs on Cloud Shell.
We should run it
Then,
in Cloud. So in order to get your Kubernetes dashboard,
is it Linux or Windows?
this is Bash supported cloud shell itself.
Cloud Shell.
It's running in cloud. It's not in Unix or something. It's serverless, I can say. Kuber my own. So it is gonna, okay, what is it saying something? Resource is my own, Kuber my own. That is correct. Secure icon name. Name I have provided here. Sorry for looking. Resource group my own. Icon name. Okay, that's double icon, I guess. Right? Double this one. There you go. Yep. So this is my URL, which is automatically open. So this is my dashboard of Kubernetes. So here what I have to do, I have to create a service. So this is my service. In your right side top, you have a create. Basically, you have to start with the YAML file, but here it is very easy. We can start with the name of the just create the name of the app. So I'm creating app, Baranee Docker mulesoft. So I want 3 pods, meaning 3 Docker containers I wanted. I'm saying external. My target port would be 8029 and 8080. That's it. So what this is saying is going to pull the container image which you have within Docker Hub, like we did it in the Unix machine, right? Like that, it is gonna your Kubernetes is gonna bring that here, and it will create 3 containers. See, in Unix, you have created one Docker by pulling it, by manually you have done that. Kubernetes is going to help you. Kubernetes Arcade is going to help you to pull the container and create 3 Dockers and manage it. So my see, for example, it's going to create 3 pods. It's 3 containers. Inside, it will have my application is living and it is going to listen 8029. So that will be mapped into 80 port. So once I start listening on the 80 port, when I send my get that resource name, it is gonna listen. It's going to be in my virtual port. It will go to 80. From there, it will go to 8029 of all 3 ports. So I'm gonna create it. So this is going to take some more time. I'm gonna pause the video first. Okay, I have created now the Kubernetes is being started. So this is my overall thing. It has 3 pads, 3 pod. The 3 pods are online now. So I will tell about this guy. First, see, these are the 3 parts. Can you go inside and see the logs? Yes, you can do that. So how to do that? We will see. In my Kubernetes, this is my Kubernetes dashboard. In that one, this is showing my service or deployment name. I have clicked this guy. Okay. So I'm asking about this app by default. Okay, here itself it's working.
Takes some time.
Yeah, the internet is a little bit slow.
Hmm.
Don't know why. There is a command called exec. So using that, you can go to the inside. If your container is successful, you will get a container ready. Using that, you can go inside of your container. Since it is a web UI, we can do that here. Something happened. You will see whether the console has lost its thing. No, it's not. So how
So
to
through
test
the
this guy?
console,
Yeah,
uh,
how to test
through
this guy? Whether see our service is being deployed in 3 pods. So this is the external endpoint. You have to test this one. So copy this API, copy this URL, and put like this, and give the rest of the URL and give a hit. So that is giving 200 as we expected.
hmm.
Right? This is what we wanted. So the API is working from Docker, but how to monitor this one from API manager, right? This server saying it is running, but what about the API from the API manager? So you can see that from API manager. It should say that the API is active, and the number of results you can see that by clicking here. You can see the analytics board. So this is my analytics board, which is saying that I have been testing this, guys. So if you see, the time is 12:56 now. So from 12:56, I have API hits, right? Also from the runtime. So this is saying we can manage. This is saying from your Docker you can still connect to your Anypoint manager and monitor your APIs. Also go to your Anypoint runtime manager, click on that server and see the health of it. I'm sorry, this is application. We have not yet deployed applications from here. That we will do it in a while. So this is my application. We are having 3 pods. I have no clue what it is trying to show here because the heap memory, I'm not sure actually. But if you want to see, the heap memory, those related things, it can be here. You can see that in the pod itself. I'm going to refresh this one. Okay, I will show this one later. But now what we are going to do, since we are not able to see and test this guy in Postman, we are going to implement this one and deploy it through any point platform itself, right? That will give more, yeah, more proof that we are working on Docker seamlessly, right? So I'm going to click on this applications, but I need a new app. So I'm going to modify the program here. So this program, I leave the configuration as it is, but I'm going to change the transform component because I'm going to get the transform component here. This should be working. Get books, media type is
Uh, we have a message, right, for books.
okay, we are back.
ஸ்நாக்ஸ் எதாவது கொடுத்துட்டோடா சாப்பிட்டு இருக்கட்டும்.
Okay, we have here, I have changed my implementation. I have added transform component here. This is going to say to say in this one, and this is where I have tested this one. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to extract this jar file. Extract, finish, yes.
So you need to put this jar file in Docker first.
No, what we are going to do, we are going to deploy it from any point platform itself now.
Oh, any point platform itself. Okay, okay.
So it should deploy it into the Docker now. So this code is successful. What I'm going to do, I'm going to export the sample this guy into my VM, downloads. Yeah. So copy and replace. Once it is done, see what I'm trying to. My point is, and what I'm trying to prove here, you can have Docker and Kubernetes as well. You can push your things from here.
Got it, got it.
That's right. So
Using this platform, you can push to your
your
API
to your pod.
to your okay.
It should happen. Let's see if that is copying. Upload sample jar. Application name is books API, right? Right. Let me check the pod also. Where we can check here is this thing. Okay. See, this is what happens with copy this line, get the dashboard URL. Not quite sure why it's slow. Maybe it should come. So, okay, it's not successful. Yeah, I'm going to get it again. Okay, it's again. There is a problem connecting our Kubernetes now. It's still running here. This is already exists, I believe. And I need this guy again. Okay, here it goes. So see, I'm inside the first part. The part name is here. See, you can see the workloads, parts, and the name of the part. Here I'm going to do exec. That means I'm going inside to that part, and I'm going to execute some commands. For example, in this case, I wanted to see what is the application name it has.
Okay.
It's going to take a little bit more time. Yeah, it is up, and the shell will be visible for us now in a minute.
Okay.
This is what one of the parts shell, right? So it is visible now. See, my this is my op directory. Inside I have installed it. So if I put ls, it's gonna say what are the applications I have. Sorry, cd apps ls. So it is in the name of,
It's like a container, right? For each container, you can go and see inside that.
yeah. So it is a sample API books. That is the name I wanted.
Sample API books is the jar file name.
Yeah, right. That same I wanted.
See, before books underscore API is also the right.
No, but
The
the
right.
successful is by you can smell it using anchor file.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sample. Let's see. Yeah, it's copied. So I'm going to deploy this guy. Where I'm going to deploy in the dev server. So deploy this app. So what I am expecting, once I do this one, it was not giving any information, right? Once it is up, it should give me something back. It started. Still no luck. Let's see what is inside.
Baranee in API manager. ரொம்ப நாள் ஆயிடுச்சுல்ல.
See the okay. I have Anypoint Studio. Through Anypoint Studio, if I deploy images here, it's not went successful. For example, if you have three parts, one part is getting reflected. Also, this is not the way to deploy your applications into Docker. So what you have to do, you have to upload the latest jar file into the Amazon Web Services, right? That's where previously also we had the jar file. After that, you have to rebuild this APIs, rebuild this Docker image. So once the Docker image is ready, Kubernetes will be, then if you create a new service, Kubernetes will be picking all the, downloading all the image files into that particular pod and it will run. So that's where we have run, we have created new services called this thing. There are 3 pods running now, and this is the external endpoint. So uh, I have did the get method of this one. So so I'm getting the successful response from the service. So what you can do with the Anypoint platform, you can leverage monitoring. You can leverage the monitoring thing here. For example, I'm in the API manager. I'm going to the API. I'm seeing the analytics board. See this analytics board will see, it will show the last 1 hour thing. See, just now I have triggered it. That message is there. So this thing I can download it and see whether this requests are from where, right? So compared to Cloud Hub has many features, including your deployment will go successful. Everything that is a good contained managed Dockerized environment. But if you want to have it in Docker, this is the way you can do it. To have Once you have your applications in Docker, you can monitor through this way. What I have done for that one, I have downloaded the runtime. I have registered my server there. So that's why the server is visible. Through that, my agent is pushing all the events to this runtime manager. So we can check whether the I'm going to go into the pod Docker. So there I will check whether this analytics are being sent or not. Analytics are presented. That's what we see. The analytics are present. So that's why Mule receives these events. And for example, this time this event has been received. But what I wanted to see is whether all my pods are sending the data or not. So I have to go to logs folder, cat Mule agent log. Sorry. Uh, Mule underscore agent. Cat of e log underscore. So it shows that my 5 events from event two, it sends to the analytics, right? So this is my part one. Let's check about my part two, whether that can send the data or not. That's what I want to understand. Okay, this is my services. Where are my pods? I'll go back to the pod here. So second pod I'm taking EXEV. Even we can check the config file, wrapper.config file that should contain the client ID and secret ID. That also we can check that. I'm going to my second pod. wait there. I'll come. Wait here. I'll come. Go. So I'm taking the TX easy. I'll take another shell as well. The other shell was just up, so I cannot expect anything there. So, but I will see the second part. If that second part is able to send the analytics, then we are good. Connection closed. I'm going to refresh this guy. So I'm in the other part, which is sending. This is also will be able to send events to the actual anypoint platform. So the the reason why we have registered mule servers in all doc is to get the analytics from out of it. So what we are going to do out here again, I'm going to see how the graphic wrapper.config will looks like. Wrapper.config. I'm sorry, cat wrapper.config. So this is where my client ID and secret ID, client secret is there. So I'm going to verify whether it is correct or not. 988. I'm doing empty green here.
Baranee. Then
So my here is my shell looks like. This has a agent's client ID and secret ID. When during our registration, this ID will be added to our wrapper.config. And that's all for the video. Thank you.